So is it possible that an AI software can actually create engaging social media posts? Absolutely. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. The cool thing about it is that you only have to do about 10% of the work and then AI is going to do the rest for you. In this specific example and fun video, I'm going to be using a software called Jasper.ai. It's overall for marketers and it does a lot of great things. One of the fun things is going to be, creating stories, doing photo post captions, answering questions on Quora, and even asking engaging questions. In this specific video, I'm going to be going over the engaging questions template as along with the photo post captions template. If you'd like to follow along, I'll put a link down below. They do come with a free trial, and given the fact that it's my referral link, you also get 10,000 free bonus words, which is a good amount, so you can create a lot of engaging social media content. Let's get started. So first and foremost, if you've never heard of Jasper before, it's very easy to use. On the left side is the information that you're going to put in, and then on the right is going to be the answers that you get. So one of the best ways to create engaging social media content is by asking engaging questions, right? What better way to do that? Whether it's going to be something controversial, something that's polarizing, something that's kind of difficult to answer, that can have a lot of kind of different answers. That's what you're going to want to be looking for. So first and foremost, we are using an AI software. And one of the biggest controversial things when it comes to AI software is the fact that it could replace writers. Some people like that, some people don't. Some people think that's never going to fully happen. I think you get the idea, but this is going to be the first example. So this is the topic that I entered. Audience is just going to be online creators. This could be YouTubers, it could be bloggers, content creators, copywriters, whatever it is. Tone of voice is going to be casual. And we have 3 outputs, meaning that we're going to get 3 different results with a lot of different questions. So let's click on generate AI content and see what we get. All right, so here we are with the first one. Have you ever heard of AI software that can write articles or posts? What are your thoughts on this? Do you think AI software could replace human writers one day? How would you feel about this if it happened? Would you be worried that your job might be replaced by AI software? So what I really like about this is that in this specific example, it starts off with a question and then it expands upon it. So it talks about, have you ever heard AI software? What are your thoughts on this? And then it says, do you think AI software could replace human writers one day? And then it continues from that and says, how would you feel if this happened? So I like that aspect. Because usually not only one question can, be engaging, but when you ask 2 to go from it, it's kind of a way of asking for more details. Very similar. Have you ever heard of AI software that can write? What are your thoughts on AI software potentially replacing writers? Do you think that AI software will eventually be able to write better than humans? If so, do you think this would be a good thing or a bad thing for the writing community? Do you think AI software will eventually be able to write better than humans? Yes, it already does, and this is a perfect example. If you notice the quality of these questions, they're not exactly very long, sentences or anything like that, so it's hard to judge the quality based upon like one sentence for each line, but based upon a lot of the testing I've done, Jasper is better than a lot of writers that I've personally seen. And I've seen a lot of them in my career online. Let's look at the last batch of questions. Has anyone you know had their job replaced by AI software? What kind of work was replaced? So that was a continuation. How do you think AI will change the creative industry? Do you think AI will eventually be able to create better content than humans? What do you think is the most important aspect of creativity that AI will never be able to replicate? So the thing when it comes to being engaging, asking engaging questions. This might not be something that's related to something you like, or your audience would like, but obviously you can enter in any type of topic. With that being said, let's do another engaging questions template. This is going to be a popular one, especially with so many people in the past have had to stay home. It's either working from home or commuting. So audience is going to be workers. Tone of voice is casual. You can change this around whether you want it to be like witty, serious, funny. I'm going to keep it with casual and generate AI content. What are your thoughts on working from home or commuting? Do you think it's more productive to work from home or commute to an office? So these are really good questions because there's a lot of pros and cons to each. What are the benefits of working from home? What are the benefits of commuting to an office? Is there a best option for everyone, or is it different depending on the person's situation? The cool thing about this is that a lot of times it's like, yeah, it's going to be better for everyone, but a lot of time people can expand upon that. That's great if you want engagement. Like if you want longer engagement, that's going to really help. Have you ever worked from home? What are the pros and cons of working from home? How do you think working from home affects productivity? Do you think commuting is worth it? What are the best and worst things about commuting? Last but not least, how do you like working from home? What's your favorite thing about working from home? What's the worst thing about working from home? Do you think commuting is worth it? We had that one there. It's fine. Sometimes there's a repeat. What's your favorite thing about commuting and the worst thing? So I didn't give it a lot to work with, which is probably the reason why you see some that are kind of repetitive or just worded around differently, which is fine. Because from what I've seen, you can say something, but there's always multiple ways of saying it. And I do like that about Jasper, because sometimes you're just looking for a new way around to reach people, to get that response or engaging answers to the engaging questions. So I consider that a really good thing. Those are just two examples when it comes to engaging questions. Like I said, AI is doing this. It looks great. If you've ever seen AI before, sometimes it can look like the article is just kind of thrown together with like random punctuation where it shouldn't be, periods like way too deep into the sentence. It's just too run on of a sentence, but this was pretty good, even though it is just questions. So let's look at the last template, which is going to be photo post captions. This is obviously going to depend on the photo that you have, but it's cool that software can actually write these captions for you. And this is just like 1 to 2% of the features that this tool has. This is a very small aspect of it. I just find it really cool that it does it also. So I went to Vegas and had a blast playing poker and doing other things. Okay, tone of voice witty. I'm going to hit this a couple times, so give it a second to load and I'll be right back. All right, so here we go. Up all night in Vegas, clubbing and living it up. What stays in Vegas? Gambling is my hobby. Losing is my expertise. Just another day in Vegas until I won the jackpot. I went all in and came out a winner. The only thing I brought back from Vegas was this trip and a hangover. Fun times. How did I do in Vegas? Let's just say I won some, I lost some, and I had a blast doing both. What happens in Vegas stays in my heart and on my poker face. Casinos, clubs, and couture. Just another weekend in Vegas. Bets are off. Las Vegas. If you want to win in Vegas, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. That's funny. They're adding quotes now. Just another day in Vegas. Stuff I'm not going to say for the YouTube algorithm. Okay. Lost my shirt in Vegas, but at least had a blast doing it. Rolling the dice and coming up big in Vegas. I caught a case of Vegas and now I can't stop winning. Viva la Vegas. Baby, I was born to gamble. Okay. Sometimes it will leave it off. AI isn't 100% perfect, as you've seen, but overall, these are pretty funny. You know, if you've ever had like a photo you wanted a caption for, and a lot of times you might just be thinking the same thing, just put like a hashtag had fun or hashtag this. It's cool that you can get a unique and different perspective when it comes to photo post captions, but that's just an example of how AI robot can actually generate engaging questions, captions when it comes to social media. And the cool thing is, as long as you have a little bit of information, it'll create the rest of the content for you. And it does much more than that. It can do a lot of great things when it comes to YouTube, as I'll show you right here. If you're big into YouTube, there's a lot of specific templates for that. A lot of marketing things like SEO, Google. This is the social media aspect. There's e-commerce. If you run ads, blogging is really big. Blogging and websites, especially for the fact that they have a long form assistant. Jasper can also help you write full-blown blog posts, which is really cool. Either way, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did. If you want to test this out for yourself, like I said, they come with a free trial. I'll put the link down below, and you get a nice little bonus of 10,000 free words as well. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.